ladies, good morning. Checking in with my Starbucks. I had to this morning, don't judge me. But today's live, what I really want to talk to you guys is about how to start incorporating foods that you kind of have demonized or tend to lose control over, and how to start incorporating them in what you think happens and what can actually happen. I do want to preface this. I do not specialize in eating disorders, disordered eating. Those type of true conditions need a mental health professional, a dietitian specialized in that field. But if sometimes you just lose your shit around the cookies from time to time, that does not mean you have an eating disorder. So, I digress. Sorry, coffee. So basically, cereal for me is a thing. I love cereal. I mean, since I was a kid, I loved cereal. In college, when everyone gets back from the bars, everyone's ordering the pizza, or you wander down to the, the cafeteria in the dorm or whatever, and everyone's getting, the pizza, the chicken fingers, things like that. I was over it, this cereal thing, come on. But I'd have this serving size bowl of Lucky Charms. It's just a thing. I've always loved cereal. But my eyes are always bigger than my stomach. What I think is a portion is probably 16 portions of cereal. So then I started to demonize it, especially when I was even macro tracking, because you can fit in everything, but I always just wanted more. So that's when I started putting cereal onto my yogurt bowls, kind of like a granola concept. And I really, really, really liked that for a while. And then recently, I got a really hard craving for cereal, cereal with milk. That's all I wanted to eat. I could not stop thinking about it. So former me was okay, you're going to lose your shit. Don't get the cereal. And I'm wait, no, I'm past that. The cereal does not control me. So I bought the cereal I wanted. I decided to plan lunch for a week, not just cereal by itself, because that is definitely not filling and I would not be a happy person, 20 minutes after eating it. So for lunch for a week, what I did was I had I think it was a serving and a half of cereal with milk, and I made some cheesy eggs, and then I had some berries or something. I don't fully remember. It was 2 weeks ago at this point. So what I was anticipating is it being the most glorious week ever, because I'm having cereal for lunch every day. It was awesome. And the first 2 days it was. I loved it. It just tasted good. I loved it. Could I have eaten more? Yes, but I know I also would like to eat later in the day too, so I didn't want to eat all of my calories there. So I enjoyed it so much. But after maybe the second day, I was over it. I indulged my craving and it was yummy, and I just didn't really want it anymore. But it was a super busy week and I'd already kind of planned my meals out, and I'm whatever, it's just easier at this point to just leave it alone and just have cereal the rest of the week. So by Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, I didn't even want it. I had taken something that I loved so much and just have been solely convinced I would lose my shit around it every single time I eat it, and I've incorporated it enough where 1 or 2 servings of it and I am well, next. It has no power over me. What I was anticipating was it being the best week of my life, because cereal all lunches all week, and I just couldn't get enough. And in reality, I just start paying attention to how I feel, and I do much better with volume type of food. So for lunch, I'm typically doing maybe a turkey wrap, a big salad. I've been roasting a lot of squash, cottage cheese, things that just have a little bit more substance than a little bowl of cereal for 30 grams of carbs. So it was delicious, but it left me less than satisfied. So for the first 2 days, the novelty was enough just to make me happy. I was super happy I was incorporating it. But then by the end of the week, I realized I was missing my kind of go-to foods. I wished I had a turkey wrap with a big salad, some squash, all the things. And it was because I was no longer obsessed with cereal. So I thought it would be the best week, or I was going to lose my mind. In reality, you kind of just get over things if you start incorporating them regularly. I had a conversation literally yesterday with a client. We had our Zoom, and it was a big deal for her to be able to start incorporating foods that she was in the mood for in the moment. And she was I had a peanut butter and jelly, and it was so good, and I loved it. And then I did it again the next day, and it fit her plan. And sometimes I remember a peanut butter and jelly phase. If you are on a weight loss plan and you're fixated on a food, avoiding it is not the way to go. What you want to do is embrace it frequently. on repeat until you no longer think about it in your dreams. So for me, I crossed that bridge with the cereal. She has since crossed that bridge with her peanut butter and jelly because she's had it enough where she satisfied the craving. A really interesting example of this is there's a fitness trainer. Her name is Sohee Lee. I think on Instagram it's like Sohee Lee Fit. I'm not sure. But she did that to kind of prove a point. She was trying to compete for her a professional bikini competitor card. And she was trying to prove the point, which is a good point, is that the volume and quantity, quantity of calories you eat matters more than the quality of food. So a lot of people think, I don't know why I'm just not losing weight. I eat nothing but vegetables and good things. And I'm like, well, if you're eating, 8,000 calories in carrots, you're probably going to gain weight as opposed to 100 calories in a cookie. So it's not about demonizing foods. It's about the amount of food you choose. So to prove a point, what Sohee Lee did when she was training for her bikini prep competition was she had a Snickers bar every single day while she was training for that prep. So it involved weight loss and getting stage ready. I don't do that. I don't train for this stage. I've never even stepped on, and that would be a terrible decision. I'm way too pale and I look weird when I'm tan. So she enjoyed it at first. It's a Snickers. Who doesn't want a freaking Snickers? It was delicious at first, and she had enough calories to support it in her calorie budget because she wasn't on really, really low calories yet. But after over and over and over again of eating that Snickers every single day, every day, she got over it. It was no longer something she looked forward to. And then by the end of her diet, when calories were lower, that one Snickers took up so much of her fat and carbohydrate that she hated it. She didn't want to do it because it was taking away, the opportunity for her to have a more filling meal with a lot of salad and fiber and other types of foods that would have actually provided her with nutrients. But it was part of a kind of a study pilot case study she was doing. So every day leading up to it, she had a Snickers, and by the end she hated it because she was over it. It was no longer this fun treat because she had satisfied that craving so long ago. And ironically, she won her pro card on that show, having trained with a Snickers every single day. So what I really just wanted to come on and say is basically if there are foods that you are afraid of, that you are avoiding, it's not about avoiding them and just having more willpower. It's about incorporating them strategically and frequently to satisfy that craving so you stop putting it on a pedestal. You can take it too far. I think I talked about this. I don't know if it was alive on here, if on Instagram, but you can go too far the other direction and go from too much restriction to too much variety. So I know if I had bought 12 boxes of cereal and all my favorite things were right there, that would have been a nightmare because I don't have that much self-control. I would have gone for it. So you can introduce too many of your favorite things at one time and that kind of evoke an urge to overeat. You want to walk a fine line in the middle. Don't be so restrictive. If it sounds good, fucking eat it. Just eat it, factor it in, plan ahead. Like my client who I was talking about yesterday, who was the peanut butter and jelly. That is just carb and fat. There's almost no protein in it. And she's like, it was worth it. I didn't care. And I just made up the protein with the meals around it, earlier in the day or later in the day. And I just made it work. So it's about making what you want work until you don't really want it anymore. Then go on to the next thing. So for me, like cereal, granola, all those kind of crunchy things I love. And I frequently satisfy that craving because I put them on my yogurt bowl almost every night. And I just had a craving that I really wanted cereal with milk, so I just dove into it hard instead of turning a blind eye and being a ticking time bomb to eating literally serving salad bowl filled with cereal and milk and eating it with a stir spoon that you would use on the stove. No judgment if you've done it. I probably have. I'm just not really remembering. But incorporate foods you love without fear, and you will eventually get over putting them on a pedestal when you just don't necessarily want it anymore. I'm a big sweet tooth. I really like chocolate. I'm literally going to make a bomb of a chocolate oatmeal bowl right after this. And that's okay to do. And I have it frequently so I don't, omit it so much that, the first bite of something with a chocolate chip, a trigger is like flipped and I lose my shit. So too much restriction is not good. Too much variety can be very hard to handle for those who have been very restrictive. So to tie this into Thanksgiving, there's a lot of us are about to have Thanksgiving. I know like some of you are international and some of you already celebrated, those of you in Canada, but the vast majority of you in here are going to celebrate Thanksgiving tomorrow. It is not about resisting and logging and guessing. It is about putting the damn phone away and going for what actually matters, what actually sounds good, and enjoying it in the moment, and then just moving on. So it was a different client I was talking with yesterday, I believe. No, it might have been the same one. So I know Thanksgiving is the only day I get green bean casserole. Sweet potato casserole, stuffing. Those are some of just the best things in the world to me. And I only get them on those days. Okay, aside from my cauliflower rice stuffing, which is just the bomb, which I keep making, but like stuffing that you just pull right out of the turkey, that's legit. So those are my things. I am so excited to eat those. And then there's gonna be other things. There's gonna be mashed potatoes, there's gonna be rolls. I could give a rat's ass about either of those because I eat bread almost every day. So why would I waste any room in my belly on a roll on Thanksgiving? And my husband loves mashed potatoes. So I make them throughout the week, throughout the year. I don't even care about them that much. So God, I would not waste room that I could fill with sweet potato casserole on mashed potatoes. So just because it's there doesn't mean you have to eat it. And if it's one of your favorite things, it doesn't mean you need to be afraid of it. Go for it, but in a controlled environment. You don't stand, if you guys do like a family serving thing, or if it's all on the like table in front of you and you guys just kind of like pass dishes around, however you do it, do not eat out of the serving dish ever, especially if you are standing there and it's just like a giant kitchen island of all of your favorite things. We've all been there where you're like, where do I start? Oh my God. Don't lose your shit. Make a plate. Make a plate of your favorite things. Step into what you're craving. Step into what you really want to eat. Make your plate and then go somewhere else and eat it. Enjoy it. Pay attention to what it tastes like. Do you actually, have you ever actually paid attention to the actual flavors you're picking up in the stuffing? In the sweet potato casserole, I didn't know there was so much nutmeg in here. I always thought it was just cinnamon and brown sugar. Feel your food, enjoy your food, taste your food, enjoy what actually sounds good. Otherwise, you will try and restrict yourself for what? You'll maybe make it 30 minutes and then you're going to lose your mind. So give yourself permission to enjoy foods that you love because you don't have to earn them, because you're allowed to love them. Food can be enjoyed. So try and not restrict or think one bite of your favorite thing is going to be an all-out binge fest. Give yourself the space to enjoy it, but create an environment where it's controlled and you're not just eating off platters and you're standing talking around all the dishes with the salted nuts and you just kind of keep going. Make yourself a plate when you want something and enjoy it. Slow down and honor your food cravings. You're allowed to do that. There is no good or bad food. There is no, holy Jesus Christ association with broccoli and Satan associated with cookies. I promise there is no moral value with food. Only the moral value you've applied to it. No food's bad. No food's good. Your body can handle broccoli. Your body can handle pie. Unless you have allergies, of course, whatever. But enjoy Thanksgiving. Enjoy your favorite foods. And don't be afraid to put your favorite foods that might not be healthy or Instagram healthy, whatever that is. I don't even know what clean eating is still. If you Google it, 500 things come up. Clean eating is not a thing unless you're, swallowing soap in between bites. But just because it's not clean, healthy, organic, GMO, whatever word you want to use, it's okay. And if you love it, eat it a lot until it no longer controls you. I've done peanut butter and jelly binges. I've done chocolate every day. I recently had a cereal one. I'm trying to think of any others that I had. Where it was just not even a little bit healthy. Oh, I think it was I'm not a big cookie person, but those little Milano cookies, for some reason, I saw one in a store and I was like, oh my God. And I think I had 2 of them every day for maybe 2 weeks. So it was great. I enjoyed it. I ate them and I didn't feel like I had to lose my mind and eat all of them really fast and then to get it over with because I'm going to have them the next day. And then the next day, I was going to have them the next day. So it's okay. And same thing with Thanksgiving. If you're going to enjoy some leftovers, enjoy some leftovers. It is not the last time you're going to have it, and you are allowed to have it even if it's not healthy. So honor your cravings, ladies. Let me know what you need from me. I'm here to support you in any way I possibly can. Always. I trust you because you trust yourself. Enjoy your day. Enjoy your cravings. And let me know what you guys think. If you need me, drop comments below, and I promise I'll answer all of them. All right, I got work to do and more coffee to drink. Bye.